Hey, this is Matt once again, and this time I talk about a film that I absolutely love. Love this movie. And that is Big Trouble with Little China. And this is the 2-disc set. And the second disc has 3 scenes, featurette, interview with Richard Edlund, who did the effects, still gallery, production notes, magazine articles, music video, and trailers and TV spots. And of course the first disc has the film and a great commentary by John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. Now actually this was written by W.D. Richter, who had written The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. And this is an offbeat movie, and weirdly enough this came out around the same time as The Golden Child. Now I mention that because John Carpenter, one time he was approached to do The Golden Child, but he has said no. And this was 86. I think The Golden Child was 86 too, so it was the same year. And they both are comedies that have a lot to do with Asian mysticism and sorcery, and they're both PG. I think was Golden Child PG-13. I think they're both PG-13. And weirdly enough, those are 2 of my favorite films. Like, I love those both films to death. Those are films that sort of introduced me into the kung fu genre. Although The Golden Child doesn't have a lot of kung fu, but it has a little bit of that Asian mysticism, influence. As does this film. I mean, this is sort of a action comedy, Hong Kong ghost story, fantasy, offbeat monster. I mean, seeing this as a kid was amazing, and I still love it to this day. You have my favorite performance by Kurt Russell as Jack Burton of the Pork Chop Express. I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail. Or we really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne? Memorable dialogue. Since Jack Burton is a truck driver who's going into, as you call it, Little China, and he meets up his friend Wayne, played by Dennis Dunn, who does a great job. He was also on Prince of Darkness with John Carpenter film. And it takes place in San Francisco, and again Kurt Russell's character is coming in, and basically they have a little bit of game, and of course that great scene with I bet you I could cut this bottle in half. And of course he misses, and Kurt Russell catches. It's all in the reflexes. He's going to pay Kurt Russell money, but he has to get his girlfriend. So Jack helps his friend out to get the girlfriend, but she gets kidnapped. And then they're pulled in more and more from reality to this crazy sorcery, magic, epic adventure in a way. And what's great about it, there's just so much going on. Characters who really talk, they really whip that dialogue. Like, the dialogue, really, they whipped it quick. And Kurt Russell purposely had this character as a bad John Wayne imitation. That was his purpose, and it worked game buster, because the whole point that John Carpenter and Kurt Russell were doing were, what if you took the hero and the sidekick and you switched them? So you think Jack Burton, he thinks he knows what he's doing, he's cocky, and he fucks up all the time. There's a scene where he has a gun and he doesn't know how to shoot it. It's like, safety! He doesn't know how to shoot. In the big showdown, they yell and he goes, ah! And shoots the fucking thing and knocks his ass out. Knocks himself out of the big fight. I know I'm acting like an idiot, but I love this movie. The story is you have Lo Pan, played by James Hahn, who for many years have been looking for a girl with green eyes, and she's good with the golden blade, something like that, and she'd take one as a bride, and he's a ghost and he can have flesh and sort of be reborn in a way and be able to rule. And of course he has an army like the three storms, was it thunder, lightning, and rain. And I've gone all over the place. There's just so many scenes, when Jack Burton and his friend, they go into the alleyway and you have this big epic war with, again, this was my introduction to Kung Fu. I didn't know Jackie Chan until Rumble in the Bronx in the middle 90s. I didn't know Bruce Lee by that time. I saw maybe Van Damme films and, the films like these. And there's so much stuff going on, like they have this big fight and just practical fights. And then the three stores come and they're doing all this crazy shit and basically cleaning house. And you have Victor Wong playing a great performer, great role as Aid Shin, who's sort of like the good guy, sorcerer. And where to go from this? You have Kim Cattrall, who's sort of I think she's a lawyer, but she's sort of become a love interest to Kurt Russell. But it basically gets to a point where at the end the good guys have to go underground to the bad guy's lair, kick some ass, and save the day, including Kim Cattrall, who gets taken, and Dennis Dunn's girlfriend. I'm just going to talk about more scenes that I love. I love the scene where they get attacked, or they get captured and put in the cell. And I don't know why. I think as a kid, it just floored me. Just a simple scene where, well, why don't we just chew our way out here, Wayne? No, there's something you're not telling me. No bullshit, Jack? Like, no. No, he says, I don't want to insult you. No, go ahead. Insult me. And just Dennis Dunn does a great job just telling the story about the ghost stories he had heard about magic when he was a kid, and how he didn't believe that it was real, but in fact it is. And I don't know, just the way the music and it was a nice little scene. Great ending where the guy comes in. Kurt Russell gets on once, he gets his ass kicked. He gets on again, and they're able to get out. Dennis Dunn, another guy. It's like, come on, Jack. And Kurt Russell's like, how? And the guy just blows up, pushes him on a chair. He just flat, almost falls down the fucking pit and just gets out of it. I mean, it's just so many great sequences and dialogue and the characters. You really love these characters. Just Kurt Russell's character just fucking up. And Dennis Dunn, quote, sidekick, is really the hero in the fact that he knows the places. At the beginning, it's his girlfriend taken. He knows how to fight. He's taken seriously. He's not played to make fun of. If someone's played to make fun of, it's Kurt Russell. He's the goofy one. He's the, he's the one he's the comic relief. And of course, I mean, who remembers the ending where he throws a knife and he fucks up? He's like, and he gets one thing right where he grabs Lopanthos, he grabs it right between the eyes. And before they're kissing, and then half the scene he's spending the scene with all this lipstick on his face. You know what old Jack Burton says at a time like this? Old Jack says, "What the hell?" And before that, it's like, old Jack Burton, I forget what the line of dialogue, like he doesn't like what's going on. And one of the bad guys are, who? Jack Burton. Me. And then that's where he goes, Jack Burton says, what the hell? Just a classic, I mean, on purpose, bad John Wayne imitation. And actually, this story was meant to be a Western. But then they changed it for modern time. And I'm just going all over the place because I love this film to death. I love this film to death ever since I was a kid. I remember as a kid just listening when the film ended. And it was a great way it ended because, you know, it ended nice, and, you know, each person got their moment to shine, you know, in the ending to sort of say goodbye. And is that a typical ending because you think, you know, Jack Bird's going to kiss Kim Cattrall and stay with her, or hey, come with me? One girl goes, well, Jack, are you going to kiss her goodbye? So looks at her and goes, no. Then she goes, see you around, Jack. Never can tell. And then the last scene is Kurt Russell and Dennis Dunn having their own moment. You know, okay, and then it also reminds me of the scene before the battle where they're having the potions. And they're taking the potions, and I think Kurt Russell toasts like America or something.